Good day, everyone, and once again, my warmest regards to all the practitioners of the Dugukan Holistic Art, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, also outside the country. My warmest regards, and I'm always hoping you are doing well and all is really going fine wherever you are. And today's live conference is intended for energy healing, distant divine energy healing. I hope everybody can connect and welcome in this live conference. As here we are going to talk more about of our holistic arts, the holistic art of Dugukan, and I'm wishing that everyone is in the best vigor of spirit wherever you are. Welcome and always in our oneness with all the stars as we are going to do the exercises of the holistic arts with the brothers and the sisters in this oneness with all the stars, also doing energy healing, and I'm always inspiring everyone in the art of energy healing as this is really useful for everyday in our everyday endeavors in our lives. So we have the art of survival by practicing energy healing, divine healing, and that would include the art of mystical healing. So welcome everyone in this live conference, and prepare your glass of water so we can include the blessings of your water, so it can be vital healing of life, and that's the living water of life that can cleanse up the negative energies and heal illnesses. And today's live conference, we are at the site, so southern part of Cebu, and I hope you can connect the energies and this oneness with all the stars as we are in this advocacy, helping the healing of life and nature, helping to create the giant waves of positive energies and making the big difference in this oneness with all the stars. We can achieve the good things that will merit with the positive energies to all the brothers and the sisters in this oneness with all the stars. So joining with us in this live conference right now, Maribik Amit Brahmi of India chapter. Yes, Maribik, more power to you. And message from Maribik.
Magandang hapon po, SGMPS1-72.
Yes, Maribik, and really nice to see you today, and regards to your family and everyone there in India chapter. More power. And also joining with us right now, Waliging Nice Fire.
Maayong hapon, SGMPS1-72. We are watching from Manila chapter.
Yes, Waliging Nice Fire. More power. And always in our oneness with all the stars. And also joining with us, Joy Beth Cabos.
Good afternoon po, SGMPS1-72. Watching you live here in Antipolo, Manila chapter.
Yes, Joy, more power. And regards to you, to your family, and everyone there sa Malabon. Okay, more power. So, nice. And today, as we are waiting for the rest to join in this live conference. So, regards to all of you, kumusta kayong lahat? Sana kayong lahat nasa mabuting kalagayan with much vigor of spirit, and with the enhancement of your activities in the holistic arts, practicing art of life 172. Maraming mga activities ngayon, and today, as I'm saying, that every day must have the enhancement to align the ever-changing energies is really going on right now, and the enhancement of the energies. So we are coupled with powerful self-defense art. We are coupled with powerful self-defense to topple all the trials of life, the negative energies trying to topple down the people of light. And as I'm saying, that activities of the angels of the supreme light are going on, and the activities are intended to aid the people's ascension in the higher dimension. So that's why there are lessons that we are going to talk more of the time is pertaining to ascension of life into higher dimension, wherein the ascension requires our spiritual awareness, so we can perceive what's going on, and we know how to really align the ever-changing vibrations, the ever-changing positive energies of the entire universe. And the energies are really good if we are able to align with the positive energies, and it's also no good if we are not able to align that powerful energies, ever-changing, transitory by nature by this time. So let's practice our art of life, because that's the lesson given by the Supreme Master of Heaven that we should do, so we can receive the bridging of the divine radiance from the angelic realm, from the highest, through the practice of holistic art of life 172. So we are here practicing our holistic arts, following the commandments of good health. And following the commandments of good health, that means every day doing exercise, and that's to enhance the energy of our body and mind and soul and our spirit, and expanding our spiritual consciousness, expanding our spiritual consciousness, and realizing the presence of the angels of the Most High with us, and that's already part of the divine intervention. And also enhancing the 7 steps of inner discovery, or 7 steps of the spiritual growth, and the ascension oil. And I hope that you still have your ascension oil, and when you have the time, and you can visit at the site. And then if you cannot visit at the site, we will be the one to visit your place if it cannot be done in the physical or the material way, or that can be done in the spiritual way. And likewise the Lightship initiation, because Lightship initiation is activation of your divine connection with the Most High. And then I'm talking about with the Most High, that refers to the Supreme Master of Heaven. And then talking about Supreme Master of Wisdom, Akadastar, Supreme Superlight Angels, and Supreme Master of Wisdom, Akadastar left, refers to the superlight body of the Supreme Master of Heaven. And then the actual illustration of the presence of the Supreme Master of Heaven is the presence of these mysterious lights regularly manifesting the skies, especially during angels' contacts and connection, and the activities which would be part of the spiritual responsibilities of the entire humanity. And I'm talking about entire humanity, because I'm saying that in the entire planet we are big family, and there's a oneness with all the people in the world, and the people are our brothers and our sisters. And that's why the mission is to help the people enlighten their hearts and enlighten their minds to the deeper part of spiritual foundation. That's inner discovery. That's this discovering of the deeper side of the soul. Know thyself. The lesson is knowing thyself. And the way to do it is we need to practice the basic or the fundamental of spiritual studies. So that's why we have conscious astral travel and the advanced spiritual study, to know the deeper side of the light of the Supreme Infinite. So that's why we have the 7 steps of inner discovery, which is the second is visiting at the site. And then the site, the entire planet would be the site of the Most High. Wherever you are, so long as you are going to look at the skies and open your heart and your mind, then you can see the presence of the angels of the Most High, the angels of the Supreme Superlight, the Supreme Master of Heaven. And then you can connect, receive, align, and adapt with that bridging of the divine radiance as part of the divine intervention, helping the humanity to arrange their lives' ascension into higher dimension. And that's why in the Watch Divine Revelation we are very clear in where we are going to ascend our lives and to higher dimension. So the astral dimension, losing the physical body, is not the ascension yet, because that's just mere process of the refreshing of the soul Once the physical body will die, then we will be born in the astral dimension. And once we will die in the astral dimension, then we will be born in the physical manifestation. So it's not really ascension into higher dimension, because the dimension that we are talking about, physical and astral dimension, these are dimensions still within the territory of the multi-dimensional level of existence. And then the ascension that we're talking here into the beyond that multi-dimensional level of existence. So let's get to know more about of this ascension of life in the higher dimension as we go forward in our conference today. So welcome everyone in this live conference, and joining with us, Annie Belendes.
Happy watching and listening here in Manila chapter. Maayong hapon SGMPS 172 ug sa tanang Dugukan star.
Yes, mayong hapon kanimo, Ani. More power to you. And also joining with us, Marisol Adventina Villegas.
Canlaon City, Negros Occidental. Good afternoon SGMPS 172.
Yes, Marisol, more power to you. And also Igmat Jimasha Restauro.
Beautiful and wonderful afternoon SGMPS 172. Watching in Gordo, Cebu City chapter. Hello to everyone and to all the viewers around the globe.
Yes, Igmat Jimasha, more power. Also Dali Santos.
Good afternoon SGMPS 172 and to all the Dugukan stars.
Yes, more power to you. Dali, more power. Sambuanga chapter. And also Igmat Ramon Hernandez.
Maayong hapon SGM.
Yes, may hapon, Igmat Ramon. And also Rimibuy sa to, Arsigado Macho.
Maayong hapon GMPS 172.
Yes, Rimibuy. Also Junel Aladan.
Good afternoon SGMPS 172 and to all fellow viewers.
Yes, good afternoon. Junel, more power. And the activities of the bridging of the divine radiance of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Akara Star Supreme Superlight Angels, and then with the light workers of the entire planet. So who are the light workers? They are the light warriors because they can topple down negative energies, the enemies within. So who are our enemies? Our enemies are our very own blinding ignorance and many other human weaknesses. So that's the enemies that we are going to topple down, not our brothers and sisters. And been talking about energies, and the fundamental of the energies we can define: positive energy, negative energy. And then when it comes to the bigger formation of the revelation of the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Superlight Angels, and then we're not any longer talking about negative energies, positive energies, or talking about energies in this oneness with all the stars. We're in the higher level of the energy. It's not positive, it's not negative, and then that's energy. We cannot really separate the energy. This energy, this oneness, the wholeness of the entire infinite truth. Wherein it's difficult to describe it with our human understanding. It's difficult to describe it by way of our human language or any form of the human language or languages in the entire planet. So let's visualize it, that the entire oneness with all the stars, the entire oneness with all the light. So our oneness with all the lights, with all the stars, with the angels of the Most High, and then with the Most High. So it's something like we have to go deeper in our inner discovery, and following the 7 steps of the inner discovery that we are outlining here. And first we have to do our the holistic art of the Dugukan, and that's the Ascension Oil, and then visiting at the site, and then the conscious astral travel, and the advanced spiritual study, and then the fundamentals or the 4 tasks that you are going to perform, and also the enhancing your energy healing, divine healing. That's what we are doing here. We are doing here every time we have our live conference, and we are going to receive, align, and adapt the energies from the bridging of the divine radiance for us to have the divine healing connection. And then once we have the divine healing connection, so we should harness it. Harness it by practicing it every day. Apply it in your very own life. Before we are going to go to sleep, we will do self-healing. Then right after waking up early morning, after doing the 4 tasks, and we have to do another energy healing. And we can also do our exercise, doing energy healing to your brothers, to your sisters, to your loved ones, and do it. That's a way of enhancing your energy healing. And that's one of the seven steps of the seven steps of the inner cultivation or inner discovery or spiritual growth. And with that, it's enhancing our energy, enhancing your energy, doing your energy healing every day. And then join the inner cultivation. Today is ongoing inner cultivation. And then if you're joining the inner cultivation, and yes, inner cultivation in the form of fasting. As I'm saying, inner cultivation, it could be done in the fasting, it could be done in the mental discipline, or it could be done in this water modality. You are going to drink water for your food supply, for your energy in the physical body, and the food energy, also for the soul. That's why inner cultivation and practicing your art of life 172. So the lesson is learning art of life 172. You must be enhanced with your movements of art of life 172. And then who are the light workers? They are the bigger lights, and then the world will need the light workers. It means to say that the world will need you, because here I'm talking about angels contact and connection, and the information of the what's a divine revelation, angels of the supreme light. And then we know it, and because it's in our mind. And anyway, it's just only up to the mind, and without the light workers to share the lessons of the inner awakening or the spiritual awakening, the lessons, the vital secret of the angels contact and connection, then it will just be only up to the mind, and it will not be brought into the actual field of ushering the ascension of life into higher dimension. So that's the reason why you are vital in the light working activities, as everybody by this time is being called. It's really being called by the divine guidance, by the soul deep within, to wake up spiritual awareness and begin your spiritual responsibilities. Begin fulfilling your spiritual responsibilities of participating in the light service working activities of ushering the ascension of life into higher dimension. And in what way? That's holistic art. It means to say that it's holistic art. It's not something that we cannot really define of what we are going to do, and we are going to define what's the purpose of our lives here in the planet, and then the very purpose we are outlining here in the What's a Divine Revelation, that we are going to ascend life into higher dimension. And with that ascension of life into higher dimension, this order of reality wherein what's going on now is the expansion of your universal consciousness. And with that expansion of universal consciousness, and if we are not able to align with that expansion, and we are experiencing imbalance of our energy, whether we like it or not, we are going to experience imbalance of our energy, and the consequence of energy imbalance are illnesses and not feeling well, and then bad lucks and all those things pertaining to the energy imbalance. We are not happy, and we are not having our experience of wholeness, because we have energy imbalance. So we must cope up our deficiencies of receiving, aligning, and adopting higher frequency, higher vibrations, and we can align with the bridging of the divine radiance, the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Super Light, angels, by doing Art of Life 172. That is following the commandments of good health. So that's why if you're someone learning your Art of Life 172, then you have that tool. You have the weapon of spiritual martial arts to topple down negative energies, to help your brothers and your sisters by sharing to them the significance of the lessons of Art of Life 172. We will just begin with the health. What's the health? Because the physical body will always need exercise, and or regular exercise. Without regular exercise, then the result of that would be blockages of our tunnels of blood vessels, blockages of our energy tunnels, or blockages of the blood vessels, because we don't have exercise. So we need exercise every day. And it's normal that we will be healthy if we are doing our exercise. Without exercise, so many weaknesses that will come in because the body cannot really circulate its body fluids without doing exercise. And good for the blood because we have the heart that continuously pushing the blood to circulate. And then what about the rest of body fluids? And then that would be managed by the muscles. So that's why we have to move our muscles by doing exercises. Exercises would be very good healing, natural healing for our physical body, and not just only for the physical body. Likewise, the soul body. And in fact, if you're going to master your conscious astral travel, you need to always do your muscle exercise because this will enhance the energy tunnels in the physical body. When you have stronger muscle because you're doing your exercise, and then you also have stronger light body or energy body. So welcome everyone in this holistic art. And Jen is with us in this live conference right now. Yes, Anne. Nice to see you today, Anne, in this live conference. More power to you, and I hope to visit you there soon. And Mrs. from Anne.
Good afternoon, SGMPS1-72. Watching you at Bethlehem de Paradise, Chapter Maravilla, Tabuelan, Northern Cebu.
Yes, Anne. More power to you. Regards, and kumusta ninyong tanan o ginaot nga na ang tanan diya sa Kapiskay sa Panglawas. And joining with us right now, Habam Ray. More power to you. Ang mga kalihukan karon, ang ating mga activities ngayon, ongoing ang mga activities, at saka ang mga needs ngayon sa lahat ng mga tao would be more in the spiritual side. Kasi yung spiritual side, yan ang pinaka foundation natin sa buhay natin. Bagaman pag as we go forward and or waiting for the future to happen, maraming mga activities na mangyayari in the future. At saka yung mga activities na yan, kailangan talagang mayroon tayong enough na foundation ng protection. And the best protection, malalaman natin yung mga angels of the Most High, kasi sila yung mga mag-save ng mga tao. Yung forces of nature, there is no escape against the force of nature. Talagang yung mga force of nature will have the revolutions of that energies of nature because yan is a part of the cosmic revolution inherent in the ascension of life in the higher dimension. So we have to trigger also the energies in our physical body kasi kailangan yan, and to maintain the balance of our peace and harmony and in the food that we eat. In fact, this is one of the secrets of doing fundamental of spiritual study. If you are eating healthy foods, and what are the healthy foods? And we are talking about not really diet, a good diet, because if we are dietitian, and then we would say that we have to balance the food that we are going to eat, and we cannot exclude the meat because the meat is really important for the diet, and not so much meat, enough meat, because that's protein. And then I'm talking about the healthy foods. If you are doing your inner cultivation or fundamental of your spiritual study, you have to avoid foods etherically contaminated with negative vibrations. And what are the foods etherically contaminated with negative vibrations? So those kinds of foods that experience during the act of killing, for example, of the animals, and then the fears or the terrors and the pains of the sorrows of the animals are negative vibrations, and then it will run through the flesh of the animals, and that kind of negative vibrations could not be cleansed up by whatever kind or whatever amount of cooking or burning. Yung negative energies in the form of energy vibration, andyan yan sa meat ng animals experience violence against life during the act of killing, during the time yung mga animals, slaughtered sila doon sa slaughterhouse. And then, we could see that, this delicious food, masarap na pagkain, complete in vitamins and minerals. And then, that's in the material side. And then the spiritual side, yan, ethically contaminated with negative vibrations of the fears, the pains, and the sorrows of the animals during the act of killing. So that's why, if we are going to enhance, you are going to enhance your spiritual study, so you have to avoid any kind of pork which is ethically contaminated with negative energy vibrations, so negative vibrations, and that will cause the energy contaminations of your energy body during the time that you are going to feed up your physical body, which is kind of food, not healthy food. When I'm talking about not healthy food, in the sense of your cultivation, and it could be healthy food if you are going only to look at the physical side of your body. If you are going only to look at the physical side, and then that could be healthy food. You are going to balance your diet. And that's why in the inner discovery or spiritual cultivation, it's something like a definite mental discipline wherein you are going to apply, and then you have your progress of your spiritual cultivation or energy cultivation, inner cultivation. And those are the things important to know. So we have progress in our energy cultivation. Anyway, it's not really mandatory that you are going to cleanse up your energy body by not eating of pork or any kinds of pork, because there are also disciplines of inner cultivation that will not really talk about such kind of discipline. It depends on your cultivation, and it depends also on your inner discovery. So, and one of the tips that we can share, if you are going to enhance your conscious astral travel, and then the avoidance of negative energies or foods which are contaminated with negative vibrations. That's in the case of that thing that I am explaining. Foods ethically contaminated with negative energies. And with that, you can begin the cleansing of your energy tunnels. And then by doing everyday exercise of Art of Life 172, it's really powerful because you are going to connect your consciousness with the angels of the Supreme Light. 7 times you are going to inhale and breathing the positive energies, or breathing the Supreme Super Light energies, to feed up your energy body and the physical body. Every cell in your physical body will be feed up with such kind of Supreme Super Light energy. And then you have to release also 7 times in each lesson of the Art of Life 172. So 7 times you are going to release as well energy. So you are allowing your physical body to become the channel of Supreme Super Light energies. And that energies will cleanse up the entire energy tunnels in the physical body. And you would be always replenishing your energy in the physical body, in your energy body. And that's why there is always gradual transformation happening within during the time you are doing your Art of Life 172. And if you're believing yourself that you're doing your meditation and there is already there activation of your divine connection, and you are doing your arrangement of your final ascension into higher dimension, well, that could be true. And then much more true if you are going to perform your Art of Life 172, because that is the mechanism, that is the system given by the Supreme Master of Heaven as part of the divine intervention, so we will be aided in our ascension into higher dimension. So together with that is the lesson of energy healing, mystical healing, or divine healing. And with that, that's really holistic art, because the needs of the body, mind, soul, and spirit will be satisfied if we are going to perform the exercises that we are talking here. And then the only thing that we are lacking maybe is to participate the light service working activities, because the scope of the light working activities would be the entire planet. And in fact, it's not just only the entire planet, would be the entire galaxy. And then we're talking about bigger thing, or the entire cosmos. So that's why You have to do your Art of Life 172, for example, and you are going to connect with the angels of the Supreme Light. And then, not only that, and then the way you are going to release the energy, because you are activating the energies in the surroundings, in the somewhere out there, because of doing your exercise. And then there are things that we cannot do it by our very own, because that's beyond our human capacity, and that can be done by the angels of the Supreme Light. So that's why, in the case of spiritual energy station, and what are the functions of the spiritual energy station? So, one of the functions of the spiritual energy stations, that's actually the extension of the territorial jurisdiction of the higher dimension. They are going to extend here in the physical world, so people can connect, and so that's the place for angels contacts and connection, a place for the spiritual activities of the people, place to do spiritual study, and for divine healing and pertaining to spiritual activities. And that's the function of the spiritual energy station. And then places, for example, would have spiritual energy stations of the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Super Light Angels, will have higher frequency. So from minor frequency into higher vibrations, because of the presence of the activated spiritual energy stations, that the angels of the Supreme Light, they put it there for us to connect. So that's healing of nature, healing of the entire planet. And then, as we can say that there are really many people doing the exercise, and then there's really good healing. And if there are really people doing negative vibrations because of the negative activities of the people, the lack of the spiritual vigor, and then the lack also of the spiritual education, because everything is inclined to do, or all the mentality of the people will say that more on the materialistic ways. And then that could be also vibrations we're in, instead of art of life and then art of distraction, because later or sooner, and then that would result into negative vibrations, because we are forgetting the spiritual side. Then so much heavy body, for example, and without the nurture of the spiritual foundation, and then that's really something like into the art of distraction, because when the body is really heavy, and then the spirit cannot really move within. Likewise, also when the entire planet would be on the material side, negative vibrations are so heavy, and then the spirits also, the good energies, could not really move so well. And that's the reason why people in the light should do as well positive vibrations to counter the negative vibrations developed in the surroundings. So whenever there are so much positive vibration also developed in the surrounding, and then that's a really good healing. And just imagine that that is your physical body. The entire planet is your physical body. So if this is our physical body, the entire planet, then so much negative vibrations develop in it because of its citizens, people themselves in the planet, or also in the physical body, because of its citizens. The cell itself in the physical body, every cell in the physical body is intelligent. So that's why it has vibrations. And then if developed in the cells in the physical body are negative vibrations, then that would result into illnesses. And then the physical body is really, entire physical body is really affected with the negative vibrations. So the same that will happen in the entire planet. So that's why, if we are here, you are someone learning your spiritual martial arts and just contacts and connection, and you have your visions, because your divine guidance will tell you for the future activities, will tell you the activities that you are supposed to perform, and then you will see what are actually needed by you as part of the light workers sent by the spiritual dimension here to usher the ascension of life in the higher dimension. And not just part of the people who are sent here to celebrate their karmic activities and ending up with difficulties of their time, difficulties of ascending life into higher dimension. Because light workers from the foundation of the Supreme Master of Heaven, they are going to usher the ascension of life into higher dimension. And if you are one of that light workers, and then your spiritual responsibilities is to listen to your divine guidance deep within. Not to listen with my voice. My voice are sound and light vibration. Then mostly important, listen to the divine guidance deep within. And then I'm saying that not to listen with my voice, so not to listen as well with the voice of the external force. Why? Because those are all correct. Whenever the time you are going to talk to anybody, to talk to your neighbors, to talk to anybody else, to talk to the experts, and they are always correct. Nobody is wrong. And then the big question is, are you able to listen with your divine guidance telling you the precise lessons that you are going to fulfill here in this existence of life? And then that's the big question if you do not know how to listen your deep within. So the words that we are sharing here in the holistic art of Dugukan is just a simple guide wherein it will direct to you to attain to know your divine connection. And watching the angels of the Supreme Light, we are going to share with you how you are going to perform your art of life, your meditation, and that's why we have the online lesson now. So you can get as well the information, and that information would be your tool as well when you are going to begin your light service working activities. You can do it, you can share it to your brothers and to your sisters. And then for the lights of initiation, we are going to do it online as well, and because everything could be done in online, so there will be lights of initiation online, and I will tell you how to do it. And that's the trend of the waves of energies right now. And we wait for the time we can travel. You can travel here at the site. I'm thinking that. Okay, so we are interrupted technical sa tuang internet connection. Anyway, let's proceed. Okay, connect for a while as we are going to fix the screen. This is our live conference, and welcome everyone. And joining with us right now, Abtik Iris Einstein of Guadalupe chapter.
Good day, SGMPS1-72.
Yes, good day to you, Abtik Iris. More power. And also Divina Robbins Blaine.
If we eat meat or animals, does it prohibit us to attain higher spirituality or reach ascension?
When it comes to ascension, and then I'm thinking that the negative energies that you can get through the etheric, the contamination of the negative vibrations that you can get, and the flesh of the animals that suffered sorrows, pains, and fears during the act of violence against life, and then that will really contaminate your energy body, wherein will result into the blockages of your energy tunnels, and that will block your spiritual activation of your divine connection. So it could be blockages. So it will hinder as well your ascension, because the ascension that we're talking is ascension, not ascension in the physical, not ascension by technology. When it comes to the ascension of technology, there's no problem with that, because the ascension by technology, that's still material foundation of life. When it comes to the foundation of spirituality, and then really overcoming those kinds of contaminations of negative energies. And that's the answer, Robbins Blaine. More power. So, Matt and Cheryl, Kiano.
Good afternoon, SGMPS1-72. Watching lively in some parts of Cebu City. Attending my patient right now, applying the healing power of touch. A very strong, powerful energy I felt when I connect to you, SGM. When I ask silently for healing support and protection. Thank you for always protecting, guiding, and giving us light all the time.
More power to you, Matt and Cheryl, Kihano. And also, yes, more power, more message from Matt and Cheryl.
Witnessing the miracles of healing, many clients and patients had experienced it day by day.
Yes, nice to hear from you, Matt and Cheryl. And also from Maravik Brahmin.
Dreaming skinny tall humans and their eyes were different from humans on Earth. I wonder if these people from other dimensions po SGMPS 172?
Yes, very possible, Maribik. Very possible, and still in the multidimensional level of existence. That's why ngayon ang daming mga activities ngayon. Ang mga tao ngayon hindi pa natin na ma-explain na yung kanang prinsipyo natin na we are not alone. When we look at the angels, yung mga ibang mga belief would say those are satellites. And then pag you are in the field of energy healing, you will encounter mga naengkanto, mga nadewindi, mga sinapian ng mga kaluluwa. And that's actually the actual evidence that we are not alone. Pag makakita tayo ng mga ganyan, then with a physical body, and then not the superlight formation, kasi yung mga superlight formation, makita mo sila liwanag na liwanag ang mga katawan. And then yung mga tao na in different dimension but still within, kagaya ng mga engkanto, at saka yung mga engkanto ng mga engkanto, kasi ang daming mga lives associated with the nature, and those are really part of the meaning of the principle we're not alone. Yes, nice, nakikita mo, Marivik. And that's why when you begin actually doing your inner cultivation, art of life, and ma-enhance talaga yung mas ma-enhance pa yung mga vision, at saka yung telepathic abilities, telepathy, more power. Maganda yan. At saka marami pang mga makikita mo talaga. At saka ang maganda natin mga that can really can really enlighten the brothers and sisters yung mga pangyayari na when it comes to the ascension activities. Kailangan talaga na makita natin yung paano natin itong mga information natin also that will benefit the people. Maraming mga tao na makinabang kasi sa mga information na natutunan natin sa Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Superlight Angel, Holy Infinita. Ma-share natin doon sa mga tao para din ganon yung mga tao, they would have also the opportunity to connect, and they would also have the connectivity. Ayan, yung mga connectivity nila mag-activate din. More power. And then, Divina.
Do you mean energy station is not a building station but all energy built in a place or in skies?
Yes, all energies, dimensional energies. So, it's not a material energy station. So, we are talking in the Watch of Divine Revelation, we're talking about Supreme Superlight energies and the ascension by the foundation of spiritual, and not the ascension by the foundation of material or technology, science and technology or advanced technology. And then, any message?
Divina Rubens Blaine replying to Marvic Amit. All those people aliens? Katong sabot sa damo.
Yes. Anything or anybody that you can see not in the human race, aliens na sila. Maski nga itong mga engkanto. Masasabi mo mga aliens itong mga engkanto kasi they are not in our dimension. Anyway, they are not in our division. Maybe the precise term that we are going to use is they are not in our division, because dimension, there is still another dimension, the dimension of the fairies, and then that would be the division. So we are comprising of the divisions in these dimensions of the multi-dimensional level of existence, and more power. And okay, so prepare your glass of water. So we can include the blessings of your water, making the water healing water, living water of life. and more power, everyone. And after sunset, we'll close the fasting today, and so you can eat your meal tonight. Okay, so more power. And kamusta man kayo? Anong mga news pa natin dyan? Dito kami sa site ngayon. Itong site natin, still the site. And good energies as you are there also connecting in our activities. Yung mga activities natin, mapalago ito nating mga activities para yung mga tao makakonect din sila. Importante talaga yung in fact you're doing your conscious astral travel. Makita mo doon sa mga activities mo, mga senaryo na you can get your lessons. Makikita mo anong mga napangyayari ngayon in the inner side. So many things happening in the inner side, and those things will come to manifest in the external, in the material side, in the physical manifestation. So we have time to enhance. At saka itong enhancement natin, and then if we are not really careful with our time as well, and then we cannot really develop enough energy to counter the trials of time, and then that could be a big loss of our opportunity to ascend life in the higher dimension. So that's why today's time is soul realization, not just only the material thing that we are going to manage our day-to-day existence. We are to tackle all those things pertaining to the material side and forgetting the spiritual side. We must be able as well to manage the spiritual side, as we have short time to do it, by the way. In fact, I'm saying that why is it short time? Because when it comes to the activities, what's going on right now, and then looking at the numbers of the people learning angels contacts and connection, not so many people are doing angels contacts and connection. Anyway, the lessons are just a privilege for the people. So that's why there is the formula: receive, align, adapt. So receive, align, and adapt. And then if we are able to receive, that's because we align and we adapt. And if we are going to adapt, so we can align and we can receive. And that's the equilibrium of life. The equilibrium of life: receive, align, and adapt. The ever-changing energies, by adapting the energies, receiving and adapting the energies of the bridging of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Light Angels, and doing the 7 steps of your spiritual growth. And the spiritual growth that we're talking, soul realization, the levels of soul realization. The first foundation, that we are born here in the physical planet, we have the foundation of the physical body. The physical body comprising of body, mind, soul, and spirit. This is the physical body with the mind, and we cannot separate our mind with the body. Likewise also, the body cannot be separated with the mind. Likewise also with the soul. We cannot separate our soul with the body and the mind and the spirit as well. We cannot separate all those things. We cannot separate because we are always interconnected, and this interconnection of the body, mind, soul, and spirit would have its wholeness. The one is with all the stars. We are one in the principle, or in the truth of light. We are one, and this one is with all. So how are we going to work out our oneness with all if we do not know the deeper side of our meaning of life? And that's why it's quite difficult if we are going only to nurture the human side and never in the spiritual side, because human understanding is different discipline with the spiritual understanding. Spiritual is discipline, and is also material or physical discipline. The discipline of the physical body is different because we are comprising of proteins, muscles, or cells. Then the cell would need oxygen to survive, and then the energy body will never need oxygen to survive. So we do not need protein, we do not need vitamins and minerals for the energy side, for the level of the spiritual side. So the soul does not need the common discipline that the physical body is surviving. Why? Because it has its rooting in the spiritual side, and the physical body has its rooting in the physical world. And how are we going to merge all these energies to receive and align and adapt with the ever changes going on now? And the process of the ascension of life in the higher dimension is transformation of minor vibrational frequency into higher vibrational frequency. Not by the suppressing the physical body or deleting the physical body, by the transformation of the physical body itself. So the physical body has its power, potential to transform once it is activated, which is divine connection. So it has divine connection. All the informations of our advanced elemental foundation, super light foundation, supreme super light foundation are already there in our physical body, are already there in your physical body. So that's why you have your instinct. You have your divine connection. You have the powers deep within you that all those more of those powers you have to get to know. You have to enhance your awareness so you are receiving, aligning, and adapting the truth of the supreme infinite light. And that's why you have that lesson in your life. And because you have that lesson in your life, you have your role as well to help your brothers and your sisters. And how are we going to help our brothers and our sisters? Yung individuality is different kasi mabubuhay tayo ng mag-isa and then matututo din tayo ng mag-isa. And then if you are going to look at in the spiritual side, mabubuhay ka ng hindi mag-isa and then matututo ka rin na hindi mag-isa. You're not alone. And with that, that's really interesting life. There are moments in life that you are alone in your room, contemplating for the things that will really matter in your life. And there are also times that you're not alone. You are in the vast universe. Well, you are in the wide space with your brothers and your sisters. And then talking about oneness with all the stars. And that's the meaning of life. And that's a really nice meaning of life, because you can see the vastness of the meaning of the universe, the vastness of the meaning of your life. In fact, that's the immeasurable meaning of your life. When you are not going only to define your life by the hundreds of years you are going to exist in your physical body. You are going to define your life by the infiniteness of its nature. And as you are forever. You're really forever if you go beyond the belief of space and time. Okay, so message from Divina.
What's the difference between aliens and elementals? Or are they the same beings?
Yes, it could be the same, different division. Just like as you put it in this way, if I'm a Filipino, for example, then I am there in another country. I could be alien because I'm not in the citizen. I'm not citizen of that country, and you are there's something like that. And likewise, also, if you're coming from another planet as well, definitely you're alien. And then if you're another division, not necessarily human, in Kantuka, or you're a fairy, and that could be alien, not the same division. And we'll just interpret it like that as for the sake of our explanation regarding the inner discovery in this holistic art. So pertaining to the aliens, regardless of wherever you are in the sector of the multidimensional level of existence, then you are an alien. You're aliens, and then humans are humans, and aliens are aliens. The same within the multidimensional level of existence, or still within the entire planet, mortal physical being. And then what about the not aliens or the non-aliens? Who are they? What are they? They are the advanced elemental foundation beyond the meaning of the aliens, beyond the meaning of the souls. They are advanced elemental foundations, or they are the spiritual formation higher than the humans, higher than the semi-immortals. And if there are people dwelling in the stars, and the stars are made up of fire, because that's fire. And then the planets, these advanced elements or higher elements. And then the sun is fire. So that would be semi-immortals because they are not consumed by the fire of the sun. And we are here, humans, designed to dwell in the planet like this. So it means to say that we are in the different division and still within the multi-dimensional level of existence. And that's it. And then from Maribig.
Yes po, SGMPS 172. Sa telepathic po, kay Heidi Van Hook ko nai-enhance. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, Maribig, really nice and more power. And regards to Heidi, hindi na ako nakakita ni Heidi. And yes, physically and more power. That's why that's really nice. Kasi yung mga activities natin are expanding as well. And with you there in India, and also with Heidi Van Hook in Minnesota. And so the channeling of the energies are expanding. Really nice. So more power to you. More power to you, to Heidi and everyone there sa India at saka sa Minnesota chapter. More power. And also joining with us, Karen.
Salamat, JM. Maayong hapon.
Yes, Karen, more power to you. And also with us, Mika Shin.
Good afternoon, GMPS 172. During Art of Life, kanina while nakapikit ako, may nakikita po akong parang ulan, but in light energy form. Is there energy transmission po ba that time or is normal during online drill of Art of Life?
During online drill of Art of Life, there is always transmission of the energy, and that's the normal event that will happen when you do your exercise of Art of Life 172. Mika Shen, more power. Okay, so prepare your glass of water, and in a few minutes from now, we are going to begin our energy healing. More power. And also, Divina Robins Blaine.
What can you say to those beings with different faces formation? Some are tall, most of them. They have names and are considered higher beings or alien brothers and sisters, extraterrestrials said to help the humans on Earth. I haven't seen any of them, but many channelers expressing their side of these beings' appearance, visiting Earth now. Their images on the internet is like light bodies saying they are here to help the humans.
Yes, yes, perhaps they are really here. Higher beings in different forms, different among humans or among the inhabitants of the planets. Just like us, we are humans because we are designed in this formation of life, and there could be real extraterrestrials because considering the vastness of the universe, and then there's no reason that we could say or we could deny the existence of another civilization, and then definitely would have different formation, different face or appearance because we are coming from the different dimension. So the design of the formation of our elements. So they are. I can agree that they are aliens and persons of this different face, different appearances compared to our face here, and they are going to help as well. Would like to help the planet. Would like to help the planet to ascend this planet into higher dimension, because as the principle that we are saying that we are not alone, definitely we are not alone, and just like us, we are going in this planet because we are higher beings as well. And then we humans in the planet, if there are aliens, higher beings, and then also we are humans here, higher beings, because when our brothers and sisters, for example, we are going to visit to Mars, and we are going to visit to another planets as well through the rockets, and then through our technologies here in the planet, And then we are considered as well higher beings by the people in another planet. And only that we cannot see people in another planet or any living organism in some other planets, or mostly of the planets. That's because all of the planets, that's because is dimensional. By this time, there's none yet the final unveiling. And there comes the time that there would be the final unveiling, and then the things in the inner, and all those realities which are veiled by this time would be revealed to the entire civilizations, to the entire civilization, not just only in the entire planet, entire galaxy, and not just only the entire galaxy, entire cosmos. And it's really nice from you talking about that Divina Robin's Blaine. More power. And welcome everyone in this live conference, and I'm really hoping that you're doing well. Ang ato na lang ngayon nga ako ang gihuna-huna karon when it comes to the light service working activities. When it comes to the divine support from the heaven, that's no question. When it comes to the information also, and how we are going to prepare ourselves for the ascension of our lives in the higher dimension. And then I would say that's another thing that's not really the big question. The big question is how we are going to fulfill the activities, especially training or teaching ourselves to topple down our human negative ego. That's why people saying that you're talking about so much thing wherein the thing that you're talking are things I'm talking are weird. Then I'm saying that it's not weird, only that I'm following the divine guidance of the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Super Light Angels. And it comes also to the point that if I could save the people, and then the big question is, that's a really big question mark. I cannot save the people because I cannot even save myself if I do not do as well my part. So everybody is responsible to save yourself by doing your part, by doing your soul realization, by doing your training in the spiritual side. Because we don't have power. I don't have power. The one that sent me here has the power. And me myself, I don't have the power. And that's why the lesson, we have the lesson. We can share with you the lesson. And one thing that we could say that the lesson is vital for for every soul that would like to ascend life into higher dimension. And that's one thing that we cannot save other people unless the people as well will do their part, listening the divine guidance deep within. And that's why we can only share lessons of energy healing, divine healing, mystical healing, spiritual study, art of life, and then someone is responsible to work for his very own ascension of life into higher dimension, because the formula is we cannot really alter the formula, receive, align, and adapt. And then if we are not able to align, therefore we cannot receive. If we are going to try to receive, and we will be burned up with this kind of super light energy, and we cannot even carry or align with the super light energy, which is higher energy, and we cannot define that kind of energy. How much more supreme super light energy? It means to say that we need to train, we need to arrange ourselves by this time. And that's the lesson that today's time is building the ark of salvation, building the ark of oneness with all the stars, building the ark of the Supreme Master of Heaven for us to be shielded on this coming time, the time of the tribulation and the great tribulation of the entire planet. And it's not saying that we are creating fears that will terrify the minds or the hearts, and then that will terrify the people in the world. We are not creating the fears. We are talking about reality of life. And then there is the precise lesson. In fact, we are reading of fears. There is no good lesson that we can attain in fear. So we should not have that kind of negative vibration. We should know the truth, and the truth will set us free. And then now, Joy Beth Cabos, message from Joy.
The star formation that is happening right now is too strong and intense po.
Yes, definitely, really strong Joy, and more of these things will be shown to you. And keep up the vigor of your spirit, and more power. Jen Benji Estorco.
Good afternoon, GMPS1-72 sa tanan.
Yes, good afternoon, Benji. More power. Okay, so in few minutes from now, we'll begin the angels contacts and connection. Mamaya, maraming mga mysterious lights makikita sa taas. Maraming mga angels of the Supreme Light makikita sa taas. Mamaya. Then yun, sa inyong mga lugar, pag walang mabaga nga mga or thick clouds covering the skies, makikita ninyo sila. And then that's the time that you will do your angels contaction connection. That's the bridging of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Super Light, angels. Okay, so nasa na ngayon yung mga shielding ninyo. I-enhance yung mga activities ninyo, yung shielding ninyo nakakonect na yan sa energy stations of the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Super Light, angels. So you are shielded by the power of the angels, the power of the Most High through the angels of the Supreme Super Light. Okay, so Divina Revenge Blaine.
If you will save the world and the people, include me please.
Yes, if I can do it, but the big problem is I cannot do it, because that's why if we are God, then we will be already solving the problems of the world, because we have the heart for the entire people. That's because we are not God, and then that's why we do something to train ourselves so that we can connect with the light of the Supreme Infinite God. Okay, yan. Magandang lesson yan. Pag tayo pa ngayon, Panginoon, wala nang problema itong mga tao, kaya marami tayong mga gusto na gusto rin ng mga tao. Bagaman, hindi lang natin alam yung puso ng, talagang puso ng Panginoon or Supreme Infinite. And we only know the thing that we believe that God is love, and love is God. And that's why we are having this bridging right now, the bridging of the Supreme Master of Wisdom, Supreme Super Light, angels. So we will be aided in our ascension of life into higher dimension, because that's precise. That's precise. It's not belief. That's precise way how you are going to prepare yourself for life's eternal salvation. You have to do your part. It's not just only belief. Let it grow. Let it turn into powerful faith, enough faith. And from faith, let it turn into soul realization. And with that, you are finally arranging your life's final ascension into higher dimension. So know thyself. And that's the thing that we are going to do. When it comes to the, can we save the world? There's a big question. Can we save our small world? And then a little say, we could say, yes, do your part. Let's do our part. And that's overcoming the human weaknesses, especially blinding ignorance. The blinding ignorance, especially if we are powerfully developing our human negative ego. So the human negative ego, once we are disappointed, for example, and then the heart will trigger and would say, that's no good, even though you know that it's really good, only that we do not understand deep within, and we are triggered in the vibration deep within, and that's why we would say, I do not any longer practice out of life, because I feel no good. There's so much discipline, mental discipline, and there's so much rules and regulations. And then I would say that that's normal, because you have to take good care for the lessons that will bring you into the summit of your final ascension into higher dimension. Take good care of the lessons. by the hearts and the awareness of the people who are not into the discipline of spiritual foundation, and then they are going to contaminate negative image for the lessons vital for the ascension of life into higher dimension. So that's why take good care of the lesson. And there is always your divine guidance. Before the sun will rise early morning, at least 2 hours or 3 hours, you'll be waking up, because that's the formation of your divine connection. Early morning, you have to wake up. And then if you are not designing your mind to wake up at that time, and then naturally you will wake up, because you have your inner callings right now, wherever you are in the planet. Either you are an alien, you are in another star, or you are in another planets, and then that's normal, the entire cosmos. Okay, so I'm thinking right now it's time to begin our distant energy healing. So all you have to do is just to connect with my hands, and I'm requesting the Supreme Master of Heaven to send to you the blessings for the healing and whatever kinds of illnesses, problems that we have in our lives will be healed by the power of the Supreme Master of Heaven that we are going to request. And we all here joining in this one is with all the stars, receiving and aligning and adapting the bridging of the divine radiance of the Supreme Master of Heaven. We receive divine healing. You can connect. Now pick up your glass of water and hold it with your right hand. And we'll be sending to you the blessings for that water. So make that water living water of life that can heal. You can drink your water. And then another thing, this is for enhancing your divine connection of energy healing. You can connect. Okay, it's done. So, atong pasalamat sa Supreme Master of Heaven for the blessing that we receive, the blessing of divine healing, and the divine guidance as well. And everybody is receiving the divine energy healing of the Supreme Master of Heaven, Supreme Super Light, angels, and the Holy Infinita. And the practice of the Dugukan Art of Life 172 will lead you into the formation of your spiritual study and advance your spiritual study. And spiritual study, that's the fundamental conscious astral travel. You will be enhance your awareness with the different weaknesses. If you can topple down your soul weaknesses, so you have. Oh, we're back, but then it's okay. So we're back. And anyway, this the last part of our uh, conference. We have done the healing already, and then we will continue with our topic more about spiritual study, and then mostly important spiritual study. As I'm saying, spiritual study, and then begin your training, and the spiritual study, how you are going to become stronger in your spirit, and that's actual astral spiritual travel. And then you have your teacher, you have your instructor, the same as you have your instructor in the material physical side. Likewise, also you should have your instructor in the spiritual side. So wherever you go, always bring with you love, peace, and harmony. And this one is with all the stars. The blessings of the Supreme Master of Wisdom will go with you wherever you go. More power. Hasta la vista.